There was a time when the world moved a little slower, a time when a special magic filled the air at night, when voices and sounds arrived like starlight through space, reaching us, touching us, making us laugh, making us cry, thrilling us and filling our minds with pictures whose clarity, color, and scope can never be matched except in the mind's eye. And all it took was the twist of a dial.
Bring back those days when the twist of a dial brought a thrill and a smile every night. Bring back those days of Amos and Andy, of Andy and Sandy, and Captain Midnight.
Bring back those days when you turned out the lights and were frightened right out of your wits.
You listen along with the laughing song as we bring back those radio days.
Bring back those days when our call was a dime and a lyrical rhyme made us song. Bring back those days when the Martians came down and invaded our town, though it all was phony.
Bring back those days when the whole of a nation had imagination for cool. Bring back those days, yes, those radio days, and we'll share them with you. Radio those days when the music was swing and Sinatra and Bing some of the songs. Bring back those days when we all pitched a penny along with Jack Benny and George and Gracie. Bring back those days of those glorious bands when the heroes were handsome and strong. Listen along with the smile and a song as we bring back those radio, those days of radio. Bring back those radio days.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and all of you out there in our great listening audience. Tonight we bring you music. Tonight we bring you memories. Tonight we bring you the magic of a medium of imagination. It's all yours at the mere flick of a switch. All you must do is to sit back, relax, and open your mind's eye to the wonders of a world populated with cowboys and Indians, crooners and Martians, a universe of sound to suggest the excitement, the color, the drama that no picture can convey. Join us now as we transport you through time to those thrilling days of yesteryear.
Oh, get up there! Whoa. Hey there, fellas, what's up?
Well, there's big trouble up at Badlands Creek, Cowboy Bob.
Not those boys at the Whistling Tea Ranch again.
I'm afraid so, Bob. They left the calling card again.
We found another dead steer as we was riding through to check up on old Pete Murphy and his daughter.
Are they all right?
Well, they're fine, but those boys from the Whistling Tea were around last night trying to scare old Pete and Lizzie off their homestead. And knowing how you feel about old sweet Lizzie there, well, we kind of thought.
You thought right, Dusty. I got a mighty soft spot in my heart for Lizzie, and if anybody ever hurt her,
Oh, we know, Bob. Thought you might like to join us for a ride out to visit the owner of the Whistling Tea.
I'd like nothing better than to talk with that varmint Simon Thurgood myself and tell him what I think of him. Let's mount up, boys, and head out there.
Come on.
Come on,
Here we are.
It's getting kind of dark, boys. Better camp here for the night.
Yeah, good idea, Bob. We can call on the Thurgood into the morning.
That no good skunk sniffing, cattle rustling pain in the...
But, Dusty, you can't condemn the man just yet. Relax. We'll have our chance with him in the morning. In the meanwhile, let's get a fire started. Sam, you chop some wood.
Good.
Dusty, you get some grub together.
Okay, I can do
I'll hitch the horses over here.
She's coming down.
That's the big Oh!
Here, let me help you get that fire started, Sam.
There's nothing like a night under the western sky with a good fire and a song. Oh, give me land, lots of land under starry skies above. Don't fence me in. Let me ride through the wide open country that I love. Don't fence me in. Let me be by myself in the evening breeze, listening to the murmur of the cottonwood trees. Send me off forever, but I ask you please, don't fence me in. Just turn me loose. Let me straddle my saddle underneath the western sky. On my cayuse, I came on the road until I see the mountain rise. I want to ride to the ridge where the west commences, gaze at the moon until I lose my senses. Can't look at hobbles and I can't stand fences. Don't fence me in, just turn me loose. Let me straddle my saddle underneath the western sky. On my cayuse, I come on the road yonder till I see the mountains rise. I want to ride to the ridge where the west commences, gaze at the moon until I lose my senses. Can't look at marbles and I can't stand fences. Don't fence me in.
That was some mighty fine singing, Cowboy Bob.
Why, thank you, Dusty. Uh-oh! Looks like a storm is brewing. Better get those ponchos out.
Now just listen to that. That's just what I was afraid of.
Oh, if this rain keeps up, the creek's going to turn into a river and we'll be stranded out here.
We better get to some higher ground before we have to swim to the Western Tea. Come on, boys.
Yeah.
Oh, get up there, Sally.
I got my
We'll be right back, boys and girls, with more of the adventures of Cowboy Bob. But first, this important word from Sweeties, the breakfast cereal of cowboys everywhere. Riding the range takes a lot out of a cowhand, so extra energy is always a cowboy concern. Cowgirls, too, need a breakfast cereal that's loaded with energy and nutrition, too. One that's not only good for you, but tastes good, too. Sweeties is the one breakfast cereal that brings you the super nutrition of whole grain wheat mixed with the extra zing of sugar frosting. Yes, Sweeties is not only loaded with vitamins, but powered with great taste. Be sure to have your mom look for the familiar red box with Cowboy Bob on the front the next time she goes grocery shopping. Make sure she brings home the right size box of super sugar frosted Sweeties. Remember what Cowboy Bob always says.
I just love my Sweeties.
And now back to the True West adventures of Cowboy Bob.
Oh, there, Sally.
Bob, boys,
Howdy.
what are you doing here?
Just checking in on you, Lizzie. There's been some more trouble up at the creek, and we wanted to make sure that you and your pa are okay.
We're just fine, Cowboy Bob, but our cattle are dying from lack of water.
Well, I bet they had a good drink last night. We sure did.
That was quite a storm, but you see, that no-good Thurgood has been siphoning off all the water from that creek, diverting it into his ranch. We're down to just a trickle here, and it's not enough for our herd.
That's what we suspected. He's probably dammed the creek up just north of here.
He's been trying to put us out of business for years, hoping to get his hands on our land.
Oh, we ain't gonna let him get away with that, are we, Cowboy Bob?
No, sirree, Dusty. I'm not going to sit idly by while an innocent gal like Lizzie here is cheated by a crook. It would be the cowardly thing to do.
Oh, Cowboy Bob, you're my hero. Here, this is for you.
Oh, now you're going to
got an idea that I think will take care of old Thurgood's dam.
Okay, Dusty. Come on, Sam. So long, Lizzie. We got a ride. Where we heading, Dusty?
Well, you remember that old abandoned mine about 10 miles from here?
Why, yes, I do.
Well, I know where we can get our hands on something that'll clear that dam right out of the county.
Okay, let's go.
Come on, big Sally. Oh, there it is. There it is. Whew.
See what you mean, Dusty? Look at all this old stuff. They must have closed this mine down in a hurry.
Oh, it kind of closed itself, Cowboy Bob.
Yeah, in a big way, Bob. Seems someone got a little careless with some dynamite. You see them rocks over there?
Now that's where the entrance to the mine used to be. It was kind of played out anyway, so they never reopened it. There's talk, though, that there are still some hidden passageways around here. Ah, look here.
There's enough dynamite there to blow us all to kingdom come. Dusty, you be careful with that.
That's right, Dusty. You be extra careful with that.
Simon Thurgood, where'd you come from?
Just as the boys here said, there are secret passageways all around here. You see, I got wind of your little plan from my boys in town. Thought I'd pay a little visit to you out here. Be careful there, Dusty. You never know what can happen with that old dynamite. Okay, boys, get 'em!
Yeah, Dusty!
Hey, you see, I brought a few friends to help me with my plan. Tie 'em up real good, boys.
You'll never get away with this, Thurgood.
No, I think I will. You see, no one will ever find what's left of you in this old tunnel. I've been waiting a long time to get you out my way, Cowboy Bob.
Oh, no. He's going to blow us all up, Cowboy Bob.
Does this mean the end of Cowboy Bob? Will they be blown to bits and be forever buried in the old mine shaft? You'll want to tune in next time to the continuation of this exciting adventure of Cowboy Bob, who remind you to
Eat your sweeties, breakfast cereal, and cowboys everywhere.
This is the National Broadcasting System. And now, ladies and gentlemen, either sit back and relax in your easy chair or roll up the rug and get ready to dance. Because here comes America's sweethearts of the music world with the popular songs you've been wanting to hear, John and Mary Kent with the Marlton Music Bandwagon.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our show for tonight. It's nice to be here with you once again, coming to you live from the ballroom of the Hotel Clark.
That's right, John. Hello to all of our musical friends on the Greens Network. We want to thank you for all your cards and letters requesting your favorite songs.
A lot of you have written asking what we do on our time off, where we go, what we do. Well, I have a musical answer for you about where I take my sugar to tea when we go out. I'm just a little Jackie Horner since I met my sugar cane. A gang of mine has been revealing that they're feeling sore. I left the lamplight on the corner for the moon in Lover's Lane. I'm doing things I never did before. When I take my sugar to tea, all the boys are jealous of me, 'cause I never take her where the gang goes when I take my sugar to tea. I'm a rowdy dowdy, that's me. She's a hi-hat baby, that's she. So I never take her where the gang goes when I take my sugar to tea. Every Sunday afternoon we forget about our cares, rubbing elbows at the Ritz with those millionaires. When I take my sugar to tea, I'm as ritzy as I can be. 'Cause I never take where the gang goes when I take my sugar to tea. Give me our professor over there. Every Sunday afternoon, we forget about our cares, rubbing elbows at the Ritz with all those millionaires. When I take my sugar to tea, I'm as ritzy as I can be. 'Cause I never take where the gang goes when I take my sugar to tea. This is John Kemp.
And Mary Kemp with a Marlton Music Bandwagon. We'll have more music for you, but first, Doug has a word from our sponsor.
Thank you, Mary. You know, radio announcers have to take good care of their throats. That's why when I'm ready for a good smoke, I always choose Marlton. Marlton is the only cigarette that contains carefully blended tobaccos designed to be easy on your T-zone. From the first puff to the last, Marltons are mild. In fact, Marltons are recommended by 9 doctors out of 10 because of their soothing effect and smooth draw. You'll never get that raw, raspy feeling in your throat with Marltons. Marlton carefully grows the finest tobacco, ages it just right, and then packs it in a cigarette that gives you great taste with no aftertaste. Yes, Marltons are the choice smoke for smokers who make good choices. They're round, they're firm, they're fully packed, and they are mild. Marlton, the healthier choice in cigarettes. As John always says,
I'd walk a mile for a Marlton. Thank you, Doug. I wouldn't smoke anything else. And now here's Mary with the musical question, are you sorry?
Sweetheart, since we parted, I've been so downhearted. I can't remember why we said goodbye. I just remember that you made me cry. Lonesome nights come stealing. That's when I wonder how you're feeling. Are you sorry? Really sorry? Do you think of me now and then? Do you miss me? Long to kiss me? Wouldn't you like to make up again? Life without you don't seem the same, dear. Does it matter who was to blame, dear? Are you sorry? Say you're sorry, 'cause I'm sorry too. Oh, my darling, as I look around, I note your absence everywhere. All's quiet in your easy chair. No rustling papers, no beer bottles, no belching, no etc. from over there. In fact, nothing's everywhere. No dirty dishes, no wet towels in a wad, no socks in the hallway, the caps on their toothpaste, and no poo-poo undies hanging on the doorknob. Life without you don't seem the same, dear. Does it matter who was to blame, dear? Are you sorry? Really sorry? 'Cause I'm sorry too. day here at the hotel, Clark.
Not a cloud in the ceiling.
But sometimes you do wonder where those clouds roll in, and then what do you do?
Bad days I'm crazy for when there's mist around. You up on the ground. I like blue funny weather.
Don't like true sunny weather with sweet sweetie mine. I can't enjoy my time. All we do is go out walking when the sun shines bright and gay. But what do we do? What do we do on a doing day?
All we do is lots of talking on a moonlit night in May. But what do we do? What do we do on a doing day?
Do we love?
Do we play?
Do we hug just a little bit? Kiss just a little bit? Boy, I'll say, when the parlor's warm and cozy
And the old folks are away.
oh, what do we do? What do we do on a doing day?
Rain may go pitter-patter, I say, what does it matter when I'm satisfied by a fireside?
Some sweet someone is maybe someone who knows how to treat me, never thinks of showers, only happy hours.
If it's raining when I start home, then she says I'll have to stay.
Then what do we do? What do we do on a doing day?
That's when I lose my umbrella.
And for lightning, how I pray.
Then what do we do?
What do we do on a doing day? When Mom
And her pa, oh say, let's not go out tonight. We won't run like
we turn gray,
Cause my baby sits on one chair.
on the other he must stay. Then what do we do? What do we do on a doing day?
Well, that just about does it for this week here at the Marlton Music Bandwagon. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Those of you who are in our listening audience, keep those cards and letters coming, and we'll keep on singing. Until next week, same time, same station. This is John.
And this is Mary saying, so long for a while.
The Marlton Music Bandwagon with John and Mary Kemp, along with Duncan Stewart and the orchestra, has been brought to you by Marlton, the healthier choice in cigarettes. Marlton, the cigarette that's easy on your T-zone. Take it from John.
I'd walk a mile for a Marlton.
This is your announcer, Doug Klein, saying so long this time till next time.
Now, the makers of Choco Malt invite you to stay tuned for another adventure of Stan Slade Super Sleuth. Tonight's story, Dressed to Kill. Stan Slade daily places his life on the line to root out dangerous criminals whose deadly activities are a menace to the American way of life. For tonight's story, we go to a warehouse somewhere in Chicago where the infamous criminal, Deadly Dick Denby, is preparing for another night of crime.
All right, you guys, keep those bottles moving. We've got to deliver 50 cases of that stuff by midnight.
Don't worry, boss. We're right on schedule. We got a little behind because of that problem with the phony labels, but we'll be ready to roll by 10.
Stupid mistake. printing the boat backwards on those Scotch labels. But there's one printer who won't make that mistake again. You took care of him like I asked.
Sure thing, boss. They won't find him unless they dig up the foundation of that new office building. He's sleeping in concrete pajamas.
Nobody messes with Dick Denby and gets away with it.
I guess that's why they call you Deadly Dick, boss. After what you did to Guido and his boys last week, nobody will ever try to muscle in on our territory again.
Whose territory?
Sorry, your territory.
And don't you forget it. There's only enough room and money in this town to support one operation, and I aim to make sure that it's mine.
I hear you, boss. You can always count on me.
I am truly touched by your devotion, Max. Besides, you have no choice, considering the alternatives.
Meanwhile, at a quaint metropolitan office building with a big fern in the lobby.
These elevators take forever.
You want to get an office on the lower floor, boss? Then we can just walk up.
No, I like the view from the third floor, Lou.
Who's that enormous woman over there?
Home. Yeah, well, it's a big fern, Lou. One of the best informants we have. Evening, Fern.
Evening, Stan. Say, what's the notorious Klondike Stan Slade doing here this hour of the night?
Now, I'm working on an important case, Fern. You remember that mob killing a couple of weeks ago?
Oh, how could I forget it? The entire Guido Canzini gang wiped out in one night, and the way it did it, too.
Yeah, it was an awful mess. Never seen so many guys blasted to bits. It seems that one of the innocent bystanders who took a bullet was the brother-in-law of the commissioner.
Police Commissioner McGowan?
No, Water Commissioner McGinty, and the guy's name was McCarthy.
Not Big Mac McCarthy, the hamburger tycoon?
Yeah, the very same one. Since McGarrity's married to McGinty's sister Mary, McGinty wants McGarrity to investigate this McCarthy mess.
And they brought you in to help with a case.
Maybe, maybe not.
Going up.
Here's our elevator, boss.
Gotta go, Fern. Now keep your eyes open.
And my mouth shut, I know. I'll keep a lookout for anything suspicious there.
I'm sure the lobby will be safe forever.
Once more, Super Sleuth Stan Slade is hot on a case. We'll return to the adventures of Stan Slade after this message from Choco Malt.
Hi, kids. This is Super Sleuth Stan Slade with an exciting new special offer from Choco Malt, the high-energy drink for crime busters everywhere. Now you can send and receive your own secret code messages with the Stan Slade Super Secret Decoder Ring. All you need to do is send in 3 box tops from delicious and nutritious Choco Malt, along with 10 cents. And before you know it, your secret decoder ring will be on its way to you. Then, look on the back of each Choco Malt box for the Stan Slade secret message. And be sure to tune in each week for your Choco Malt message of the week. Only you can decode the messages with your secret decoder ring. Are you ready for tonight's message? Well, here it comes. Now write this down carefully. A, K, C, W, L, R, R, C, N, O, J, D, Q, P. Now, don't forget, kids, send in those box tops today to Secret Decoder Ring, Cara Post Office Box 100, Kansas City, Missouri.
Now, back to the adventures of Stan Slade, Super Sleuth. Back at the hideout of Deadly Dick Denby.
Well, that's the last of them, boss.
Good. Load them on the truck and get them downtown. I've got to take care of some important business. It seems that meddling Detective Slade's been poking his nose into my business again.
I think it's time we took care of him once and for all, boss.
You're probably right this time, Max, although I hate to admit it. He's pushed me too far, too often. We need some method of doing him in that's unique. Something simple but elegant. It looks like it was an accident.
Something that looks natural.
You got any ideas, Max?
I got several cases of ideas, boss.
What are you babbling about?
Listen, everybody knows what a drinker's slate is. I've seen him polish off enough booze to lay out 3 men.
What are you going to do, drink him to death?
Precisely. This stuff we've been packing is perfect. We kidnap Slade, we bring him back here, tie him up, pour a couple of quarts down his silly face, and we dump him in a park someplace. It'll look like he pushed one of those bad habits of his just a little too far.
Ah, alcohol poisoning. Brilliant, Max. It just might work. We just need to figure a way to get Slade back here.
I've got just the ticket, old master of mayhem. Oh, Lena! Lena, darling, could you come over here for a moment?
Oh, no, you don't. Lena's my girl.
Yes, Max. What is it?
Nothing. It's nothing. Just get back to your bookkeeping.
But she's perfect, boss. You know what a soft spot Slade's got for dames? Lena here could lure him right into our little trap.
What trap is that, Denby, darling?
We get Slade to leave his office on some pretense, grab him and bring him back here, overdose him with some of our 90 proof here, and leave him for dead in the park.
And you want to use me for lure?
Well, yes, I guess.
Stan Slade. Ooh, I would love to lure him.
Lena!
Relax, Denby. You know I could never fall for another man like I fell for you.
It ain't the fallen I'm worried about. It's the lying down.
It'll never get that far. I'll get him out of the office, then it's up to you.
Get that, will you?
I'm coming.
Hello, Lou.
Well, hi, Lena. Wow, what a dress.
Why, thank you. You sweet little man.
Stan's inside. I'm sure he'll be glad to see you.
Who is it, Lou?
It's Lena, boss, and she is dressed to kill.
How white you are, Lou. How white you are.
Hello, Lena. What's on that beautiful but devious mind of yours?
It's Denby, Stan. I'm on a mission from his lordship. He sent me here to lure you out. He and Max have concocted some harebrained scheme to do you in.
Well, that's a compliment. At least he's raised his sights a bit. Here, here's to the old crumb.
Put that down, Stan. That's exactly what he has in mind for you. They want to poison you with some of that vodka they've been peddling around town. Stan, darling, you've got to play along with me tonight.
Oh, I'd love to play along with you any night, Lena.
Later, lover boy. First, we've got to take care of Denby. I've been waiting years for this, and now's our big chance. He's planning to bushwhack you, take you uptown and dump a couple of quarts of that paint remover they call scotch down your throat, and then dump you in the park.
Well, I was planning on doing a little of that anyway.
That's exactly what they were counting on. It'll look like you finally went overboard and died of alcohol poisoning.
All right, my pretty little informer. Now, here's the plan. First of all, take this.
I've never used the gun before.
Just point it in the right direction and squeeze the trigger if you have to. Now, let's let our friends think the plan is afoot. Just move those pretty legs of yours over to the elevator. Now, here's what I want you to do when we go off.
That was nice work, Lena. There they sit, trussed up like a couple of pork chops. Hand me one of those bottles, Max. Know what this is, Slade?
Well, I take it isn't your usual aftershave. It's much too good to be that. Smells sort of like turpentine.
It'll have much the same effect once you've had enough of it, Slade.
Oh, what? No vermouth?
Don't be a wise guy. When they finally find your pickled corpse, it'll look like you took one of your famous benders one step too far. How about a little toast to celebrate the occasion?
Toast to what?
To the end of you, and the beginning of a whole new era in crime. In a few hours, you and your twerpy sidekick will be no more than footnotes in the history of Chicago.
Oh, I see. Yeah. You and Max here will be the kings of the hill, eh? Well, let me tell you something, Denby. It's a mighty big hill, and I don't think you can handle it. If brains were gasoline, the two of you together wouldn't have enough to start a mayfly's motor scooter.
Pretty brave talk for someone in your position. Hold his nose, Max.
Hold it right there, Max.
Lena, put that gun down. What do you think you're doing?
Doing what I should have done years ago, Denby. Taking care of you and your toady friend just the way you've taken care of so many of my friends. I've had enough of you to last a lifetime, and your lifetime has just about reached the finale.
Careful, Lena, that thing might go off.
Then so will your head, Maxie dear. You see, Deadly Dick, or should I say, Dead Dick, Stan here has been my real love ever since summer camp together.
Yeah, you'd be surprised what you can do in a patch of poison ivy.
Oh, shut up.
I'd just been playing along with you until the right time came along. It was a big mistake hooking up with you, and I know that now. Now the ball's in my park, and your game is about over. Here, Stan, take off those cuffs.
Thanks, Lena. You can give me that gun now.
No, Stan. For once in my life, I'm in control, and I like the way it feels. You have no idea how long I've hated this guy. Hated what he did to me.
Aw, come on, Lena, give us a break. What did I ever do to you?
You've forgotten Cleveland.
Oh, yeah, well, I got a little carried away with the Mazzola oil.
It was degrading, and now you're going to pay for it. Take this, you crumb. I said, take this, you crumb. All right? I guess I'll have to use this knife.
Nice throw, Lena.
Is this the end of Dick Denby? Tune in next week to find out in the continuing adventures of Super Sleuth Stan Slade. Brought to you by Choco Malt.
I talked. Look, he's just a kid. He's new to the business. Give him a break, will you, for crying out loud. Is this thing on?
Get easy, John.
I'll give him a break. He's got one more chance, or I break his neck.
Well, if you take the time to pre-read your script now and then, we wouldn't run into these little embarrassments.
That's very funny, coming from the guy who told the whole network audience last week to go see Macy's models in heat.
Heat-resistant fabric.
If you pre-read your script, you would have known about the page turn.
Stand by, everyone. Network cue in 4, 3, 2.
This is the Columbia Broadcasting Company. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome once again as America's musical lovebirds, Tom and Gretchen Orr, bring you today's latest top tunes and yesterday's musical memories on Music in the Air. Brought to you by Bilko, the maker of the world's finest radio.
Hi-ho, everyone!
And hi-ho from Bilko, the finest name in radio.
I'd like to start off tonight's program with a little song to thank all of you who tuned in, and to thank my lovely Gretchen for being such a great partner in music, both here on our show and at home, too. She certainly gives new meaning to the word harmony. Thanks for all the lovely delight I found in your embrace. I'm thankful, though I know it's ending all too soon. And thanks for unforgettable nights I never can eyes. We lost our way, but still I must convey my thanks. To have loved you dear and lost than never to have loved at all. It is better, for no matter what the cost, I held the world in sway, an emperor for a day. And thanks again for taking me on the road to paradise. We lost our way, but still I must convey my thanks. Thank you, everyone, and hi-ho!
And a hi-ho from Bilko, the finest name in radio. You know, Tom and I are very finicky when it comes to the sound of a radio.
And that's why the only radio we'll have in our home is a Bilko. Bilko has a sound like no other radio.
Unlike other radios which skimp on quality just to give you great looks, Bilko puts the important parts on the inside.
No flashy lights, no snazzy but useless switches. Just good, clean, full bass sound from the 20-inch speaker. Yes, I said 20 inches. It's a speaker whose sound will move you
right across the floor. You'll glide, dancing to the sweet sounds that Bilko radios give you, with more than 20 tubes.
That's twice as many as any other radio on the market. Yes, 20 tubes give Bilko a certain warmth you won't find anywhere else. And the Bilko comes in several different cabinet styles to suit your decor.
At our home, guests always compliment us on the Louis XIV Enormo model in our dining room. Not only is it a handsome radio, it also gives me a place to display my collection of fine bone china.
So when you're ready for your next set, remember the name that's synonymous with great, Bilko Radios. And now, here's Gretchen to sing the ever-popular ballad, Lover, Come Back to Me.
You went away, I left you. We broke the ties that bind. I wanted to forget you and leave the past behind. Still the magic of the night I met you seems to stay forever in my mind.
Thank you, dear. That was just delightful.
Would you go so far as to say delicious?
Maybe even delirious.
Lovely even.
The night is young, the skies are clear, and if you want to go walking, dear, it's delightful, it's delicious, it's lovely.
I understand the reason why you're sentimental, so am I. It's delightful, it's delicious, it's lovely.
You can tell at a glance what a swell night this is for romance.
You can hear dear Mother Nature murmuring low. Let yourself go.
So please be sweet, my chickadee, and when I kiss you, just say to me, it's delightful,
It's delicious,
it's delectable,
it's delirious,
it's dilemma, it's the limit, it's deluxe, it's lovely. The night is young, the skies are clear, and if you want to go walking, dear, it's delightful,
it's delicious,
it's lovely. I understand the reason why you're sentimental, so am I.
it's delightful,
It's delicious.
it's lovely. You can tell at a glance what a swell night this is for romance. You can hear dear Mother Nature murmuring low. Let yourself go.
So please be sweet, my chickadee, and when I kiss you, just say to me, it's delightful,
It's delicious,
it's delectable,
it's delirious,
it's dilemma, it's the limit, it's the looks, it's the lovely. Thank you everyone for joining us for Music in the Air. This is Tom.
And this is Gretchen saying, hi-ho everyone, until next week.
Music in the Air with Tom and Gretchen Orr has been brought to you by Bilko, the great name in radio. Until next week at the same time, this is your announcer, Doug Klein, wishing you all a happy hi-ho from Bilko.
Welcome once again, America. As Rello, America's favorite dessert, brings you the misadventures of our country's favorite family, the Snickersons. As we look in at 205 Whispering Vista, it's the night before Halloween.
Will you look at this, Kate? Another invasion. I tell you, if this keeps up, there's going to be another war before you can say FDR.
Who's invading this time, dear?
It's that darn Hitler again. What does he want with Eastern Europe anyway?
Well, if I had to live someplace like Germany, I'd probably want some warmer real estate myself.
Well, it just gets on my nerves. It seems that every other newscast these days has something to do with another invasion.
Don't let it upset you, dear. After all, Europe's a long way off. I think we should just do what that nice young man Lindbergh says. Just leave him alone. A nice Jewish boy like that. You know, he just...
He's not Jewish, dear. His parents were German.
Well, Lindbergh, Goldberg, what's the difference?
Sometimes you amaze me.
I try, dear, I try.
Speaking of amazing intellects, where's that fool brother of yours?
Oh, he's out rooting around in the garage, putting some Halloween costumes together.
Honestly, Kate, the guy is almost 30 and he still goes out trick-or-treating.
Well, he's just playful, dear.
He's cheap and stupid.
Well, the neighbors all like him.
Oh, yeah, they like him when he's with him. When he leaves, they love him. Does he ever? I mean, there are times he just has me pounding my head against the wall.
Well, I promised Mama I'd always look after him. Look on the bright side. There's always some good in everything.
Well, what's the good of me pounding my head against the wall?
Well, it just feels good when you stop. Oh, come on, Bill. Halloween is a time to have fun. Why don't you just relax and enjoy it?
I can't.
Oh, sure you can. Here. Put that paper down. This is for you.
Whoa, well, that's the kind of Halloween treat I like. Okay, all right, I'm not going to let Fred get on my nerves.
Hey, Smooch Face, got any glue?
So much for my nerves. What do you need glue for?
Oh, my Halloween costume.
Oh, don't be silly, Fred. You can't glue anything anything to a sheet.
I'm not wearing that silly old sheet again. It's full of holes.
That's so you can see, dear.
Yeah, but it feels funny in bed.
Oh, for goodness sake. Here, take the glue. Glue whatever you want to whatever you want. Just glue your mouth shut while you're at it.
Uh-oh, somebody's in a snit again.
Somebody is not in a sneak. Somebody's just a little upset by all your childish antics. Don't you know that while we're sitting here, the whole world is falling apart?
All the more reason to have plenty of glue.
Well, I don't think it would be a good idea for you to wear that sheet again this year anyway. It got you into too much trouble last year.
Yeah, you're right, sis.
Promise me you won't do any more hitchhiking?
I promise.
It would have been just fine last year if you hadn't gotten all that greedy and started to hitchhike out to Heightstown.
Well, how was I supposed to know that those guys were on their way to a meeting? All I saw was a couple other guys dressed like ghosts. I figured they were on their way to a party.
Yeah, some party.
Tell me, Fred, what are you dressing up as this year?
I can't tell you. It's a big surprise.
Hey, Fred, I found the green paint.
I'll be right there, honey. Thanks for the glue, Chief. It's really interplanetary of you.
Stop calling me that. Oh, go glue your head to the wall or something.
Okay. See you later.
Interplanetary.
He's been reading too many of those science fiction novels. Men on the moon, flying to other planets. Next thing you know, they'll have little green men landing right here in New Jersey.
Oh, well, you never know, Kate. I mean, look at all the scientific advances in just the last couple of decades. Automobiles, airplanes, radio. Oh, now there's something right out of science fiction. Could you imagine anything as advanced as radio 20 years ago? Voices coming right out of nowhere directly into your own living room. It's almost scary.
Diggity.
Oh, speaking of scary, what are you all fired up about, Greggs?
My secret decoder ring came in the mail today.
Oh, Dad, you didn't send away for one of those silly things.
How else are you going to decode the secret crime busters messages? Why, here's last night's right here.
What'd it say?
Drink Choco Malt. I can't wait for the next one.
Well, if we're lucky, maybe it'll say, it'll be a Rello commercial.
Nice plug, Chief.
No, it's ridiculous anyway. You're acting like a kid. Why don't you just listen to something more educational, something more uplifting?
What could be more uplifting than the X-100?
The X-100.
That's the type of rocket ship that Captain Galaxy drives when he's on another mission from Moon Base 1. Zoom! Pow!
Zoom! Pow!
Overdrive.
Oh, God, enough. I'm tired of this. Oh, I'm tired of this outer space nonsense. Who in their right mind would believe that we would ever put a man on the moon? Huh. We can't even put a Republican in the White House.
You gotta use your imagination, Sonny. Now just think of yourself surrounded by the love maidens from Venus.
Dad!
Okay, the slime people of Pluto. When suddenly the door to your X-100 rocket ship
Yeah, the one with overdrive.
and white wall tires, suddenly the door to the cockpit opens and you find yourself face to face with a menacing robot from Mars. I didn't think I was that convincing.
Nah, look at that.
Earth people, beware.
Holy smokes, what is that?
Yeah, it's only me, Gramps. Pretty convincing, huh?
Oh, you scared the daylights out of us.
Imagine what I'll do to those guys over in Heightstown.
Where's Honey?
Oh, she's still out in the shed working on her costume. She's going as a love maiden from Venus.
Not on your life, young lady.
Oh, just kidding, Gramps. She's really going as a slime person from Pluto.
Good. I think he makes a pretty convincing looking Martian, don't you? Look here, he's got those little antennas sticking out way back here.
I suppose all Martians have little antennas.
Yep, and little lights all over.
I see. Martians have little lights.
Well, Christmas time they do.
Oh, and I suppose that they all wear little beanies like Moonbrain here.
No, only the Orthodox.
Where did you get all that stuff for your costume?
Oh, around the house?
Yeah, he looks kind of like a 1938 version of your old washing machine.
Mine is the sheets.
Hey, everybody. Hi, Gramps. Say, what time is it?
Well, it's almost 7. How's a little slime person doing?
Pretty good. A little more green Rello, and I'll be done.
I'll bet you'll have a case of it outside your door in the morning. What are you putting green Rello on?
Fred's old sheet.
Somebody had to wear it.
Gramps, it's almost time for Charlie McCarthy.
Charlie McCarthy, oh boy, now there's a really great radio show.
I think it's stupid.
It's supposed to be silly, dear. It's a comedy show.
No, not silly, stupid. Now, I can't think of anything dumber than a radio show with a ventriloquist. How do you know he's not moving his lips?
Oh, still, he's cute. Go ahead and turn on the radio, dear.
Look at it this way, Chief. It would be worse if you could see him move his lips, so radio has its good points.
Why, that's right, Fred. One good thing about being on the radio is that you don't have to look your best. Why, for all we know, night after night, there could be H.B. Kaltenborn sitting in his underwear.
Now, you know there's something wrong with this radio?
That's funny, I just had it repaired.
It doesn't even light up. Here's the problem. The plug is out.
Well, as I was saying about the radio, it stimulates the imagination.
You find H.V. Kaltenborn in his underwear stimulating?
That's not what I said.
Well, it could put a whole new slam on FDR's fireside chats. Just think of it. He's given us the FAA, the FTC, the FCC, and the NRA, and now FDR in his BVDs.
We'll be back to the Snickersons, but first a word from Rello. Yes, Rello. Whether it's just a dinner for the family or one of those special nights when you're trying to impress the boss, whatever the main course, the perfect dessert is always Rello. It's light, it's easy to make, and it's oh so tasty. From the bright cheery taste of cherry to the tangy tartness of lemon, the mouth-watering mellow taste of orange, or the great goodness of grape or lime, there's a flavorific and oh so creamy Rello flavor waiting to complement your meal. So the next time you're in the market, look for the bright yellow Rello box on the shelf. And remember, there's always room for Rello. And now back to Wistful Vista.
I don't know what's wrong with this thing. It just refuses to do anything. Darn it. I wanted to hear the Mercury Theater program. You know that young guy, what's his name?
Wells, dear. Orson Welles.
Oh, yeah, good actor. You know, they always do a good show. I wonder what's on tonight.
Well, I understand it's an adaptation of a famous novel.
Now, you see, that's the kind of radio people should be doing, not this science fiction baloney. Well, I guess I'll never find out. This radio is dead.
I wonder what all that commotion is outside. I don't get it. Hello? Oh, hello, Mrs. Perrine. What? Oh, wait, here's Kate. Dorothy, how are you? Dorothy, stop screaming for a second and tell me what's wrong. You're being hysterical now. What? Ooh, Martians here in Grover's Mill. Oh, Dorothy, you probably saw Fred out in the shed working. Dorothy, calm down. I can't understand a word you're saying. She hung up.
What was she saying about Martians?
Oh, she must mean the Martins. They just moved in down the road near the farm. He has an old Jenny that they use for crop dusting, and he's probably landed it in her field. Still, she was awfully excited.
An airplane? Wow, I ought to go take a look.
Suit yourself, Bird Brain. Kate, would you hand me the screwdriver out of that trunk drawer?
Maybe he'll give me a ride in it.
I don't see it in here. Gramps must have taken it out to the shed.
No, well then, just give me the butter knife.
You're going to fix the radio with a butter knife?
Why not? We fixed a lawnmower with it last week.
Sometimes you have to make do with what's handy.
That's why I married you, dear. Ah! What was that?
It's probably Wally's truck again. It backfires every time he goes around the bender.
Oh.
Maybe you ought to give it a shot with that butter knife.
Oh, boy, look at this. No wonder this thing doesn't work.
Hello?
Somebody's taking out all the tubes.
Oh, calm down. No, I already heard about Mr. Martin landing his plane in the field. Martin! Mr. Martin! Martian? Nora, dear, you've been hitting the gin again. Radio? Well, no, our radio was broken. No, I haven't heard.
Bill! Kate! Honey!
Hey, Fred, what happened to your costume?
Somebody took a shot at me. Boy, you should see all the traffic out there.
What do you mean? You saw one?
I was just walking down the road.
Was just walking down the road in front of your house?
The next thing I knew, 3 cars turned around and took off in the other direction. And Wally blasted a hole in my electronic exploration pod.
You say that Wally winged him?
You gotta watch those exploration pods. They'll get you in trouble every time. Why, just last week on Buck
Fred, wait a minute. By any chance, did your exploration pod have some radio tubes in it?
Nora, it was only Fred. He was trying on his Halloween costume.
Oh, sure. You gotta have tubes or it wouldn't be electronic.
Get that, will you, honey?
Honey, close the door quick. Hello, Mrs. Hattersley. Kate, Bill, quickly. They've already used the death ray and now the poison gas is on the way.
Hey, now get hold of yourself.
I've been trying to call you for 10 minutes, but the lines are all tied up.
Hello, Edna. I'm on the phone with Nora. She's having some kind of breakdown. This shouldn't take long.
Hi, Mrs. Hagersley.
Ah, there's one now. Don't come near me, you Martian monster!
Oh, pretty good costume, huh?
I can't hear a word you're saying, Nora. Edna's screaming.
Can we please have a little quiet around here? I am trying to fix the radio and I can't see a thing.
It's only me, Mrs. Haggersley, Fred.
Then why are you all green?
Liver condition.
Haven't you all heard? On the radio?
Well, that's what I've been trying to tell you. Our radio's missing a few parts thanks to our Martian here.
And that's what I've been trying to tell you. Grover's Mill has been invaded by Martians.
Nora? Hello? She's hung up again. She said something about seeing one on stilts in her backyard. It was time to make a run for it. Hello, Edna.
Now I get it. Come in.
Bill, have you seen my wife?
Seen and heard. Fred, will you please take off that dumb costume?
I saw one come in here. Is everyone all right?
Just fine, Wally.
Where's my wife?
Under the dining room tables ain't her rosary.
Oh, Edna, knock that off. You know Presbyterians aren't supposed to do those things.
Desperate times call for desperate measures.
I'm sure I winged one of them, Bill.
Winged one of what?
Martians, Bill, Martians. They're all over the place. They're coming down out of the sky, invading us with death rays and poison gas and everything. I just blew a hole in one out in the backyard. Tall one, too.
Didn't happen to be kind of round on top, did it?
Yeah, that's right.
Long, spindly legs.
Oh, the ugliest thing I ever did see. As soon as I hit it, clear blood poured out. Absolutely clear, just like water. You all gotta get out of here.
Now, hold on, Wally. I'm sure there's an explanation for all of this. There aren't any Martians here. Edna, get out from under the table. Now tell me, why in heaven's name would Martians come to Grover's Mill anyway?
Well, maybe they're short on chickens up on Mars.
Don't be ridiculous. I don't have chickens on Mars.
That's what I just said.
I'm telling you, I heard it live on the radio. They're coming down here, right here, and the Martians are landing all over.
Right here in Grover's Mill, killing and burning and looting
And stealing our chickens. Kate, Bill, everybody, head for the
But
hills.
we don't have any hills.
Then head for Asbury Park.
Oh, everybody out from under the table. We're not heading anywhere. Now, where are the Martians? Just stop for a moment and look. See? There are no Martians. See? Oh, for goodness sakes, let's just pause for a moment and catch our breath.
Wow, you ought to see the hole somebody blew in the window.
Oh, I thought the propeller was how it got around.
Now, I'm just sure there's a logical explanation for all of this. There's absolutely no reason for Martians or anybody else to invade this town. We're lucky the train stops here. Lord knows there's nothing here that anybody from some other planet would be interested in. Nobody on this planet even knows we're here.
Tell that to CBS. Bill, turn on CBS and listen for it yourself. It's been on the news all night.
Okay, is that right or left, Wally?
Over there, right there. It's over there.
Here it is, I got it.
Ladies and gentlemen, out of character, to assure you that the War of the Worlds has no further significance than as the holiday offering it was intended to be. The Mercury Theater's own radio version of dressing up in a sheet and jumping out of a bush and saying boo.
See, Fred, I told you the sheet would be just fine.
Yeah, but Martians are still scarier.
Starting now, we couldn't soap all your windows and steal all your garden gates. By tomorrow night, so we did the best next thing. We annihilated the world before your very ears and utterly destroyed the CBS.
Yeah, and my windmill.
You will be relieved, I hope, to learn that we didn't mean it, and that both institutions are still open for business. So goodbye, everybody, and remember, please, for the next day or so, the terrible lesson you learned tonight. That grinning, glowing, globular invader of your living room is an inhabitant of the pumpkin patch, and if your doorbell rings and nobody's there, that was no Martian, it's Halloween.
You see, it was all a play, a silly radio play that scared you all out of your wits.
Well, oh, bitty.
No Martians?
No Martians.
Not even a small one?
Just a play, a radio play that you all mistook for real. Just Fred in a costume made out of household junk and an innocent windmill.
Which I blowed a hole in. I'll pay for the damage, Bill.
Don't worry about it, Wally. I think I'll leave it the way it is, actually. It's sort of a monument.
To what? Our stupidity?
Oh, to our imagination, Edna, the most powerful and sometimes the most frightening thing we have.
What do you mean, sis?
Fred, remember when you were a little boy and you wouldn't go to sleep unless you had a light on in your room?
Oh, sure.
Remember what you were afraid of?
Oh, the monsters in the closet.
You were scared stiff that behind that closet door lived monsters so terrible that they would come out and snatch you right out of your bed and eat you.
Well, it was pretty silly.
Oh, not at all. We've all got our own closets with scary things inside. We're all still afraid of the dark in one way or another because we're all afraid of what we don't know. As we grow up, we just change the things we use for nightlife. The monsters are still in our closet, though, behind the door of our imaginations. As we get older, we just trade in our old boogeyman for a new one.
Like Martians.
Like Martians, Edna. You can put your rosary beads away now till the next emergency.
Now, wait a minute. Maybe there really are Martians on Mars, and maybe they will come to Earth. And what then?
Oh, they may even come here to Grover's Mill, and who knows, maybe someday we'll go to Mars. And if we do, I hope they're not waiting for us with shotguns.
But what about the death ray?
Death rays, bombs, poison gas. We're the ones who dream those things up. We dream them up and then we make them up, not because we need them, but because we imagine we need them. We dream up our own nightmares and then we make them come true. We needn't worry about the Martians. What we need to worry about is ourselves.
What I need is a good strong cup of coffee.
What I need is a new sheet.
Well, if the invasion ever comes, I'll be ready for them.
Well, it won't be from Mars, Wally.
What's that supposed to mean?
It means that our peaceful little town here isn't going to go on forever. Whenever people find out about a nice little town like this, the first thing they want to do is move in. The next thing you know, everybody has moved in, and then there's no more little town.
Well, big old Edna here and I'll be holding off just as long as we can.
Say, anybody care to join me in a little rocket fuel? I make this stuff myself.
You don't need a rocket ship with this stuff.
Here. Here's a toast to those green chickens dinners from Mars.
To you, Kate, for being so level-headed.
To Grover's Mill.
To imagination.
To Charlie McCarthy.
Charlie McCarthy. Now, why Charlie McCarthy?
Well, if everybody had been listening to him tonight, we wouldn't have been in this mess.
To
Charlie McCarthy.
Well, that's our show for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We're pleased to have shared with you our look at a world gone by. A romance with radio from a time when radio was king. I hope you've enjoyed our tribute to the imagination, the creativity, and the talents of those wonderful people who made the dials come alive every night. Maybe we've brought back a few memories. For those of you, and for those of us too young to remember those days, we hopefully brought you a taste of that wonderful, magical medium that will never die, as long as you can still turn out the lights and turn on your imagination. Ladies and gentlemen, we come to the conclusion of tonight's big broadcast. On behalf of Tom and Gretchen, John and Mary, John P. Souza, and the Silver String Submarine Band, and our whole family of broadcast affiliates both here and across this wide street of ours, this is your announcer, Doug Klein, saying thanks for being with us. Until next we meet, same time, same station, so long for a while.
We must be parted so long for a while. Don't be broken hearted, for although you're gone, the memory lingers on, and so long, so music will swing and Sinatra needs all the songs. Bring back those days when we all pitched a penny along with Jack Benny and George.